It is a glorifying, amazing story, and I'm thankful for every moment I can stand here on this earth and talk to you and be here with my family, raise my girls, and be a wife, a mom, a sister, a friend, and just be a normal human on this earth. It is a gift that we all tend to forget about. Even when I get frustrated and I have stress about non-cancer related crap, I still get mad at the world, and I tend to get in a really normal, stressful, dark place. So I try really hard to pull myself out and remember how thankful and grateful I am to be here. So going back to 2009 era of my story, I was going through so much. My cancer was on fire, just popping up everywhere. It was probably 2009 and 10 were probably the hardest times of my whole story. But in 2009 in December, I had a craniotomy. It was December 7th. It went well. It was probably my smoothest, best surgery I ever did, believe it or not. And then 2 weeks later, my stomach looked like I was 4 months pregnant. No joke. So I found out later that I had a gigantic tumor all tangled up in my uterus. They thought it was attached to my colon, and so I might have to have a colostomy bag. I mean, it was the most traumatic portion that year because it was 2 weeks after I had just finished, or it was in the middle of brain radiation, and now I had to deal with this. Ugh. So flash forward, they got it out, went through my belly button, pulled it out in a little sack. It was good to go, but the cause and the damage that it had done had taken my fallopian tube and ovary on I think it was my left side. So I don't have that anymore. I don't have periods anymore. And I enjoy that part. That's probably the biggest bonus of it all, because any lady out there, periods are awful. So, sorry, I fidget when I'm nervous, and I'm just nervous. So I keep fidgeting with my hair. Anyway, let's get back. So I had to have an IUD in because I couldn't get pregnant. I had too much going on, too much chaos, and pregnancy is what stirred up, I think, my hormones, my body to grow the melanoma to return back in 2008. So I couldn't get pregnant. I put an IUD in. It lasted 10 years. It was the copper Moderna, I believe, is what she said today. So it was the best one they had at that time. And we didn't worry about getting pregnant. It obviously worked. I have 2 kids, and we're happy about that. But as time went on, obviously I forgot about the IUD. It wasn't my main concern, and it shouldn't have been, right? It lasts 10 years. Why would I worry about it? So coming up to current present day, which is where we are now, let's get into the appointment I went to today. So I pulled up to my appointment, 10:30 this morning, punctual, did all my paperwork because I hadn't been there in a while. I'm due for a pap smear, and I know that. So the goal was to get the IUD out because it had expired. It's about, I would say a year and a half over its date, which she said it's not like it's broken or causing me damage, but she's like, yeah, it's probably good to come out. It's, been a bit. And you probably don't need it because you don't have periods, which means you're not going to be ovulating in any time soon. So why have an IUD or any foreign object in your body if it's not benefiting you and it's probably not working anymore? So I went in today and did all the schedule routine things, sitting there in the little stirrups, which we all hate as women. They're just really uncomfortable. Have my little paper skirt on, and she starts getting in there. And if you don't want to hear this part, please, skip by or move on. I'm not trying to be graphic or gross or anything. So anyway, she's in there trying to get it out. And when she's in there, she's like, yeah, I see the strings, which is the only thing that's supposed to be showing for an IUD. People who don't know what an IUD, here's a picture of one. They tend to be in there and get up in your uterus and take care of business. And it does, and they do work really well. It's in place of a pill, so you're getting the benefit of a contraceptive without having to worry about it, which is why we went through with it back in 2009. And it, for me, it is what worked. Whatever works for you for your contraceptive is keep going with that. But I love that IUD. It was really beneficial for me. So she went in there, and when she was in there, she was tugging and pulling and pulling and tugging, and she's like, let me try this. And she tried a little brush to try and pull it out. She's like, it usually shouldn't be too difficult. So she probably was in there probably about 15 minutes trying to get it out. Mind you, since then, I've had radiation to my uterus for 2.5 weeks. I've had surgery where they were in there digging around trying to get it not, they said they didn't really mess with the IUD, but they were going to move it if they needed to. I can't remember if they messed with it, but long story short, the IUD is halfway, so like the end of it is showing, and all you should see is the string. So you see, she said you could see the strings and the tip of it, which is not supposed to be, which means it's in my uterus, but not all the way. So therefore it's not really doing what it's supposed to anyway. Not sure how long it's been like that, obviously. I did do a pap smear a couple years back, and it came back all fine. It's not the cause of me being not on top of my pap smears is why it is the way it is. She wanted to really make that clear to me that I didn't do anything wrong for it to be the way it is. That I am all good. I'm good to be here. Like, I'm doing everything I can to stay healthy and to keep all of my area in check. So she was like trying to get it out, and she can't get it out. She was so sweet and kind, and it hurt so bad. So bad. She was pulling and trying to be gentle, but oh my God. It was so far up, it felt like up in my belly button. The pain was so uncomfortable. Not to mention the device in there. I mean, that's already its own sort of uncomfortable, but like the way it was, she basically was saying that if she continues on, it would probably or could cause more damage if she kept going. So she decided to stop, and she's like, I'm going to consult with my colleagues and make sure what to proceed forward given your history with cancer and like the surgeries and stuff you've had. So she came back, and she's like, the doctor here that's been here a while who just, she's like, we all agreed that it's probably good to do a little procedure where we'll put you out for a while and go in with like a camera and either cut it out or break it down or basically dig it out. It's called a hysteroscopy or something like that. Hysterectomy, something of that sort. I could probably put the definition of it right here. I mean, it's just frustrating, like when you go through so much, which I've already been through so much, it's like, can you just give me a break with something? Like, do I have to have another procedure done? I mean, it's so annoying. And I'm telling you this story for a couple reasons. One, obviously, because I like to be really open about my story. I like to be honest, and when something happens to me, I share it. Second, as women, we need to be on top of our bodies, especially being like Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I felt really prone to get on top of like mammograms and my gynecology appointment. So that's what I was doing. Like, that's the whole point of it. So I'm trying to encourage and remind women to keep on top of it. And if you do have an IUD, just, you know, when you do a pap smear, just make sure it's functioning properly. I just wasn't worried about it, you know, like, it's the last thing on my mind when I was going through everything, to double check if my IUD was in place. And I've had like cramping and discomfort every once in a while. And she said it's probably because of that, because it's not in place like how it's supposed to. It's gonna be like 30-minute procedure. You know, it'll be like local anesthetic, but it's just like, that's number 16. It's just so, I'm tired of being like this medical pin pad, you know, like, it's been a while. You know, I mean, I had a surgery done like 3 months ago for a dysplastic nevus removal on my actual pelvic area. So like, this area right now is causing me so much drama. So here we are. I just want everyone to really take care of yourself, you know, like I do, and tell all these very personal things because I want people to take care of themselves and learn from my mistakes. And I don't know. I'm just so frustrated, and I'm home alone right now, so I try to call my husband and he's working, so I just feel really alone at the moment. So I think that's part of the reason why I'm also making these videos right now, because they're therapeutic for me, you know, like, it makes me feel good to talk about it and let it out. And that's kind of like why I journal as well. It just feels good to release it and then move forward. So they're gonna call me for the procedure and we'll probably get it done soon, but she looked a little concerned. I'm pretty good at reading doctors, you know, I feel like. She didn't do a pap smear because insurance reasons. They're so annoying. You can't have 2 procedures on one appointment. You can't have like an IUD removal and a pap smear. Insurance won't cover it. You have to have one procedure at a time. So I have to reschedule the pap smear if they can't do it the day of the procedure. So it's just, and now I'm like concerned, like, is it something going on down there? Like, was it the radiation that made it get all jammed in there? Was it the surgery? Was it just like over time? Is it just because my uterus is angry, hostile? It's mad with all the crap it's been through. Sounds so dumb, but it's just like, I didn't know what was causing any issues, you know? So like, I hope it didn't cause any like permanent damage, which I don't think it can. I mean, I could just be overthinking, but when you're a cancer person, that's all you do is overthink everything. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but the procedure will be sometime in the next week or 2, I would think. Number 16. The list never ends, you guys. So just please do me a favor. Keep up on your body health appointments, your mammograms, your colonoscopies, your breast exams, your gynecology appointments, your oncology appointments, your dermatology appointments, your ophthalmology appointments, like everything. Just don't hesitate with anything. And I didn't hesitate on this because like I said, I honestly forgot it was even in there. So we're going to take it out. And I don't think I'm going to put one back in. I don't think I need it because I'm not necessarily fertile, as my doctor put it. So I don't think I need one, but I just hate these. Thanks for listening, everyone. So appreciate you.